Dr. Annie Atanasova is the CEO of Pixel Hunters Company, and she's here with us now. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great today. Now, first of all, can you just describe what it is that your company does?
Okay, so we are a company with 12 and a half years history in the United Arab Emirates,
Mm.
and we specialize in content creation under all the forms 2D, 3D, game design, a lot virtual reality, augmented reality. We also do quite a lot of knowledge-based applications, simulators, gamification of learning, and of course, everything that is related to interactivity and
Yeah.
interactive content.
Yeah. And is this quite fun stuff to do?
Oh, yes, we are paid to design video games and to make, in general, learning a little bit more fun. And not only the learning, but training or even corporate messages or something that in general might be a little bit boring. And we
Mm.
want to attract more people, interest, or just to focus more attention. This
Yeah.
is where interactive content and gamification comes into place.
Yeah, definitely. And would you say this is quite a modern job to have?
Of course, because we are living in an over communication area, so we have
Yeah.
over information everywhere. So imagine everybody is striking to get your attention. So
Yeah.
everybody is trying to offer something unique so you can get more attracted.
Mm.
Being to a product, learning, service, or anything, literally anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, what would you say makes your company unique compared to a lot of others that are doing a similar thing?
Well, I don't believe that there is two companies that are always the same.
Yeah.
Every company tries to have some competitive edge and to be different. Our competitive edge is that we are very long time on the market
Mm.
and that we have done a lot of educational gamified and game-based stuff. And one of the things is actually a game-based multiplayer platform in
Uh-huh.
which we have designed over 16 different multiplayer games in which we can plug client content, but like a whole curriculum in it for a very fast and let the students to play on their own with their classmates or their colleagues. They can communicate during gameplay, so they can rehearse and exercise a very big amount of content through games. And
Mm.
at the same time, we are measuring their performance with group reports, with individual reports, and we also track the user progress reports. So
Mm.
you don't need to babysit, but users can play, they can have fun with their colleagues. It can be for team building, virtual event, or just for a classroom, virtual classroom use. The people can play, have some fun. At the same time, we measure their performance, and the administrator of the group, the teacher or the training manager actually can measure and can see what's happening so they can align learning strategies.
Mm.
But mostly during COVID, it's a very fun way to learn and to how to say to team build with the rest of the colleagues that you might not necessarily see due to COVID.
Yeah, definitely. And that's so interesting. There's so much more that this stuff can be useful for than we would initially assume.
Oh, yes, yes, of course. Like a platform, it has been done and designed like a giant Lego. So we can plug the same content into multiple games, and every game is actually accessing a very huge database of content. But each
Mm.
game at one gameplay only triggers 10 to 15 to 20 questions maximum. But
Yeah.
the whole content is already there, so the platform gets on a random principle the content, so there is no need that you give the users one quiz and test, one material, another material, third material. They'll monitor what they have learned, what they didn't learn. So
Yeah.
we simplified this process. We integrated it to be much faster, much fun learning, and much more consolidated as a report and feedback to the administrator of the group
Mm.
about the students' progress and performance. So it's a new concept. Every game from the gameplay has a different learning goal and a different play goal dynamics. And
Yeah.
all the games have been designed to be working perfectly in group dynamics, and 80% of the game you can play them even alone, but why not learning in a team rather than learning alone? It's always much
Yeah.
more fun.
Yeah, definitely. So, what first got you interested in doing this field of work?
Well, I'm a quantum physicist,
Mm,
PhD in quantum physics, and now I'm in finalizing a PhD in education and educational technologies. But
yeah.
I'm working this one from 12 years, so I've been always being myself a great learner. I
Yeah.
like to learn, and I like to teach. I've been teaching in the past. So I also like video games, and I think that the video games are the perfect tool to make people following rules absolutely voluntarily, because this is
Yeah.
the definition of a game. We have a goal, we have rules, and we follow these rules absolutely voluntarily. In real life, people don't like to follow rules except in games. So I
Mm.
believe they are a very powerful motivator to make people do stuff that are not very enjoyable, to
Mm.
make them more fun and more attractive.
Yeah, definitely. So, what's coming up in the not too distant future for your company? Anything exciting?
Right now we are extremely busy, which is super nice actually,
Yeah.
because it's like a fresh air. But I live in the United Arab Emirates. We are very highly vaccinated, so
Mm.
the life started to return more or less back to normal. So we are very busy. We do a lot of work for hire for companies that need support in gamification and content creation and consultancies how to make this one. And we have another line of business, which is this platform that we are leasing the platform to companies or schools or people who don't have all the funds to develop their own platforms and tools, but just to lease it and for a very affordable way to use it. So
Yeah.
these are the two directions we mainly work.
Yeah. And when you're not working with this company, do you yourself have any fun things that you like to get up to?
Oh, it's a good question. I'm actually a very big workaholic.
Wow.
So I most of our projects are very challenging. We have
Mm.
two platforms designed for governmental entities that are worldwide innovations.
Yeah.
So I spend most of my time reading and educating myself and
Yeah.
trying to find ways how to propose very challenging and very attractive solutions to our clients. So I research a lot about our clients' businesses. I research a lot about new educational techniques and strategy. I research and I read a lot. So
Yeah.
I spend all my time into reading and designing concepts and ideas and games. And so I don't need to actually to do something else because I really enjoy what I'm doing.
Mm.
So most of my time I spend in work. But the funny thing is that I don't think all the time that this is a work. It's boring
Yeah.
and I don't want to work. I just enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
So I never look at the time. I never worked in my life from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But I love what I do and I don't mind working 17 hours a day, honestly.
Yeah, that is so lucky to have a job that you love doing and don't really see it as work. A lot of people would dream of that.
I assume yes, but
Yeah.
I have another approach to life.
Mm.
Even if because when I was a kid, I had to do a lot of things that I wasn't enjoying.
Yeah.
So I learned how to self-motivate, and everything that it's thrown to me that I don't like, I say, okay, somebody in the world is enjoying this thing, this task.
Yeah.
So I should find what is interesting in this task that I'm doing right now. So if somebody finds it interesting, there is definitely something to dig and find out and make it interesting for me. So for
Mm.
that reason, there is nothing in the world that can really disappoint me and be unhappy to do, because
Mm.
in every single activity in the world, there is something motivational in it.
Yeah, that's such an interesting thought. Well, where are we able to check out your company if we're interested in all the things you offer?
Well, if you're interested in content creation and gamification for your business, which is custom made especially for you. It's pixelhunters.com that can give you all the answers. Or if you're looking for a ready game-based platform for multiplayer learning, you can check that multiplayer-teamtraining.com.
Great. Well, thanks very much for joining us here on the show. It's been great having you on.
Thank you, Toby. I wish you a great day and success in the future.